107 people have died simply for knowing too much. The moment Kennedy was killed, a massive cover-up went into operation. Witnesses were threatened and many were killed. Evidence was tampered with and destroyed, and documents were locked away under the guise of national security. There were many things you weren't supposed to see.
With the proper equipment and with the parade route set up, it's a cinch to kill the president, and they did it.
There was a conspiracy, there was a plan to kill and murder our president, which they did.
The ZR rifle program was an assassination program.
America has three great unsolved mysteries. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the unexplained reasons for Watergate, and the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Up to now, those three events have been thought of as separate. You're about to discover that they are tied together. They are the keys to understanding the conspiracy to assassinate John F. Kennedy.
Hello, I'm James Earl Jones. Many mysteries surround the death of John F. Kennedy. Now, we're going to offer you brand new answers to the old questions. Who killed John F. Kennedy? Why did they do it? And how were they able to keep it covered up for all these years? You will see who knew about it and how it began.
At that time, I go to Ferry's house, and Oswald's there, and Shaw's there, and Ferry's there, and Cubans are there, and all I hear is anti-Kennedy, anti-Castro, what are we going to do? And Ferry's walking back and forth. And then someone came up with an idea, well, if you can't get Castro, you get Kennedy, and blame it on somebody that likes Castro, and then the U.S. will go to war.
All we have got to do is...
He said, this would have to be done in a triangulation. He said the triangulation of crossfire, that was Ferry's idea.
You'll see who carried it out.
I have worked on presidential protection. I know there's more than one gunman. They know what they're doing. They have the right weapons. Everything is set up. It's a profession.
You'll see who was behind it.
It's not some external conspiracy that came from outside. This was something that happened at the heart of the deep American political system.
And you'll see how it has been covered up for all these years.
There was a rash of deaths, many violent deaths. The deaths follow certain patterns.
Plus, you'll see how it all connects to Watergate. Facts, photos, evidence never revealed anywhere before. Our guests on the show are people the public rarely gets to see. Agents of the CIA, the Pentagon, and the KGB, who deal in top-secret operations. Investigators who are speaking to us despite a congressional gag order. Doctors with startling new medical evidence. Witnesses and friends of Lee Harvey Oswald. What you see and hear may startle you, but it is all backed up with proof. Who killed Kennedy? Why did they do it? And who was the group behind it? But this information does not come without a price. People have died to get it out. Some of our guests are right now receiving death threats. But their goal, like ours, is to finally shed some light on a dark chapter of American history. Join us now for the JFK Conspiracy. Getting at the truth in this case has been a painstaking and dangerous occupation. As many as 177 people have died simply for knowing too much. The moment Kennedy was killed, a massive cover-up went into operation. Witnesses were threatened and many were killed. Evidence was tampered with and destroyed, and documents were locked away under the guise of national security. There were many things you weren't supposed to see. Like the paraffin test given to Oswald. It proved conclusively that Oswald had not fired a rifle that day. Or the spy camera found in Oswald's possessions, issued to him by the U.S. government. Or Oswald's letter to a Mr. Hunt, requesting his next assignment. The only Hunt we know of in this case is Howard Hunt of the CIA, who shared the same office with Oswald in New Orleans. There were intelligence connections to Oswald everywhere you looked, and every one of them was covered up. There was even advance warning of the assassination received by the FBI that was locked away so you would never know. Roadblocks, cover up, hiding the truth. Jim Garrison, district attorney in New Orleans, learned that the hard way.
I think he proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Oswald, who was supposed to be a lone nut communist, had a very strange set of friends in New Orleans, among them David Ferry, Guy Bannister, and Clay Shaw.
Garrison learned about Oswald's connections to New Orleans. He learned about the party, summer of 1963.
We'll kill Kennedy.
He got Ferry to talk, and Ferry started telling him amazing details of the assassination.
All we gotta do.
The word of Ferry's cooperation leaked out.
And I got a phone call here in my home from Dave Ferry. He was panicking and he was almost crying. That's when the investigation leaked out. It was in a news meeting about the major investigation of the JFK. And he's, like I say, panicking. They're screaming at they're going to kill me. You know, why did you do this? You know, what happened?
Ferry was Garrison's major link to the truth. Through him, Garrison would have proved Kennedy was killed in the conspiracy. It is said Ferry wrote 2 suicide notes, both typed and neither signed. It is said he died of a massive brain hemorrhage, but many people now believe Ferry was murdered. Without Ferry, Garrison was forced to find other witnesses. He learned of a Dallas policeman named Buddy Walters. Walters had been in Dealey Plaza when he found what appeared to be a 4th bullet.
Walters originally described it as a .45 slug and then later changed and said that he hadn't found a bullet there, but there's photographic evidence from one of the Dallas newspaper photographers.
Walters agreed to come to New Orleans and testify for Garrison.
That's right. Police! I hear they got
But
bars.
before he could leave, he was sent to a motel in Dallas.
Why don't we come in? I'll tell our friend in there that he's got company. All right. Hey, pal. Hey, pal.
So before he got to New Orleans, Buddy was killed. Garrison found another Dallas policeman, Officer Roger Craig.
Craig and another policeman found the rifle. Craig and others were the first to see the spent shells near the window, lined up in a direct row about 2 inches apart, not the way shells fall when they're ejected randomly from a gun, but placed there.
Craig also saw a man who he later said looked like Oswald running from the school book depository. When he reported this, he was told to say it didn't happen.
Hold your horses.
But Craig persisted. He too agreed to help Garrison. Craig survived, but someone was certainly trying to keep him silent. 3 more violent attempts were made on Craig's life. He kept surviving. Finally, we are told, he committed suicide. Yet Garrison was determined to find the truth. He found a new witness, Perry Russo.
Right away, I penned a letter to the DA's office in New Orleans.
Because of Russo, Garrison brought charges against the only other person at the party, a wealthy industrialist named Clay Shaw. He felt he could prove Shaw was tied to the Kennedy assassination, but he needed federal cooperation.
We got no cooperation from the federal government at all. At all. None. Zero.
Country will want to invade
There
Cuba.
was even an attempt to threaten his key witness.
He said, you never knew anyone named Lee Oswald or Leon Oswald. You never heard anybody discuss shooting the President of the United States before the President was shot. And he says, and you did not attend any party or meeting or gathering on Louisiana Avenue Parkway that the discussion centered around shooting President Kennedy.
We know people who can do it. You know,
you never heard anybody...
When he didn't go along, Russo was taken down. Garrison was taken down as well. As soon as Shaw was acquitted, powerful forces conspired to destroy Garrison's credibility. These forces are still at work, so believes Oliver Stone.
They went after the movie with I think, deliberately, early. I've never seen a movie that was attacked before it was released. This was a vicious attack, and it came in the form of Washington Post, a big article discrediting the movie based on a stolen script that was sent to every news organization in America. I think we were everywhere.
Question.